You can hear the rain just coming down on the vehicle there. It's almost a soothing sound, honestly. Living about maybe, let's say, 7 years in Nebraska growing up, I liked that sound. But what I don't like, though, is seeing those big tree trunks that have been smashed over, and hopefully they missed that vehicle. But I know maybe some vehicles had a little bit of damage in the wake of some strong storms. They charged through the central and midwestern states. That was over the last couple of days. And now we're tracking the storms that are marching towards the Ohio Valley. Already looking at that flood threat starting to materialize across parts of central Tennessee. It's a level 2 out of 5 on the severe weather scale. So we also have to talk about some stronger storms. Big risk for today is damaging wind, but we could see a chance for an isolated spin-up tornado. If anything, the tornado would be on the more moderate side of things, so a quick one as opposed to anything strong or violent like we were talking about across parts of Wisconsin to finish out the month of July. So really, it's the damaging wind and the flash flood potential that we want to hone in on. And that flash flood threat already showing itself over in Nashville, downtown Nashville, under a flash flood warning right now. You can see this big conglomeration, very heavy rain now moving just east of Lebanon, Tennessee, heading towards Carthage. Most of the rain is north of Interstate 40, but still, if you're traveling along I-40, buckle up. There's a lot of lightning there as well. Good news is it's this time of the morning where we have a little bit more of the stabilization, still waiting for the sun to come up. And so these storms are not expected to become severe at this point. But with all of this heavy rain and more heavy rain on the backhand side that's been forming in parts of Ashland City, notice how it's been backfilling. We'll see that effect happen over the next several hours. And so that's why they're prompting this flash flood warning for downtown Nashville. Anywhere between 3/4 of an inch to upwards of 2 inches of rain has been at least radar estimated. You can see most of that near Hendersonville and out towards Castellan Springs. So for downtown Nashville, Michael, it seems like they included them just because, you know, it's a densely populated area. You've got a lot of infrastructure there, which makes them more vulnerable to flash flooding. But it does seem like at least the more rain support for this flash flood warning is to the north.
Yeah, I'm looking at Lebanon and just areas north of Lebanon where at least one of the radar estimates that I'm looking at is about an inch and let's see, 1.25 inches, so 1.25. And keep in mind that 1 inch of rain over just 1 square mile equates to 17 million gallons of water. So when you have that over a much larger chunk of real estate, that can be a huge issue. Of course, in Chicago, we have Lollapalooza that's taking place. It starts up, around noonish today. Tens of thousands of folks are going to be there, perhaps even upwards of 100,000 folks. And it is pouring rain out in Chicago right now.
Yeah, we had that heavier strip of rain that was about 20 or so miles outside of Chicago. That was about 30 minutes ago, so likely right over Chicago. But just with the radar estimated, that likely was able to produce at least 2 inches of rain. So enough to give you a good soaking in the morning, and that will take you into the afternoon. Dew points into the 70s. That's one threat for why we're seeing stronger storms begin to develop across the afternoon. And, you know, you can see that area of circulation, our low pressure, and that's going to meander more so due east, but it is going to be keeping rain and strong storms in the forecast for parts of central Illinois, eventually spreading into Indiana. And then we'll be tracking the progress of this over the next couple of days, Michael, all the way back into the northeast.
Yeah, I mean, there was actually some concern, especially over and around Albany, New York, where we picked up almost a foot of rain, that with any additional rain, we could be talking about more flooding, and that could move in as soon as Sunday evening. So, yeah, you look at the forecast for the remainder of the day today, things will get wet and wild in parts of the Ohio River Valley and eventually into the north.